everyone, my name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself, and today is the return of a game called Loop Hero. It's also the finale. These are my last two songs that I have requested for Loop Hero. We're going to be listening to Wheel of Faith and Universe's Storm, both from the channel Blinch, who is also the composer, who's also a viewer of this channel. They used to be a supporter and has made their own request. So shout out Blinch. They might see this someday. Say hi to them. Pretty cool. I do remember vaguely, it's been a while since I've done Loop Hero. I do remember that it was like very electronic, and that's kind of the one thing I really remember. And this is requested by Morgan and Justin and Cabe Bedlam. Okay, let's get into it. The last two songs on the Auditorium, at least for now, until someone requests more for the for Loop Hero. Let's get into it. Wheel of Faith. Gonna look something up. Are those supposed to be screams? Oh, it's a roguelike. It's a tech building roguelike. This game feels like such a nostalgia callback to games of yesteryear, with having a very modern touch. Everywhere around this ring. Or is this the Wheel of Faith? Oh, it sounds like haunting. Sounds like a cave or something. Something dark with like torches lighting it up. I just noticed oh wait. It's gonna end suddenly. Well, that was interesting. It cut off like on the offbeat. I wonder if it's just looped and Loop Hero. So I was gonna say, I think I just noticed under the logo itself there's like a little campsite. I see a little fire and a tent. It's very interesting to me as someone who grew up in the 90s hearing stuff like this, because I see this box art, which I'm assuming is a box art, because it's like the only image I've seen associated with Loop Hero, I think. It looks like I can envision that like on those like tall Sega Genesis or Mega Drive cases, the way it looks, everything, the way it looks, the way it sounds. So I didn't see screenshots of it, and if I have before in the past, I don't recall, but I did see that it was a roguelike, what was it, deck builder. So I would have to assume the whole game is, you know, in the style of this kind of like 16-bit era, I guess. Everything looks pixelated. The songs are all like this. I think the reason I like it so much is because it's kind of borderline spooky. It's like currently right now, as I'm recording this, I am pseudo planning like a Halloween video coming down the line. And although I don't recall this moment what Loop Hero sounds like all the other ones I've heard, I feel like it's slightly coming back to me that they all have had a sort of resemblance to spooky Halloween kind of creepy stuff, but like in a fun manner, not really like meant to scare you kind of thing, but just like a fun time, like kind of like a, I don't know, like an attraction or a roller coaster type of thing. But the whole thing sounds so, how do I explain this? Every time I hear music like this that has already been, I guess, made to sound older, it's kind of odd, right? Like I've already come, and it feels like I've come full circle in life in a way, because this is how music started, or this is how music sounded when I grew up. And it's obviously evolved into better and better quality and more instrumentation. But obviously, with time, things come back in style, and you know, there was a huge chunk of time where you wouldn't hear anything remotely like this. I don't know, I can't give you like a time frame. I want to say like, let's just say past the year 2000. I'm just giving a random year from like 2000 to, I don't know, 2010, 2015, I don't know. I would say that it was around, but it wasn't too common to start hearing, you know, kind of chiptune stuff again. Where I feel like now it's a little bit like it's coming back a little bit, or it'll never go out of style, that's for sure. So now when I hear it as, so let me rephrase what I was getting at. In that time window of like the 20s, 2000s to 2010s, if I did hear anything chiptune, I felt like it was a remix of a song that's obviously not chiptune and then turned into that. So hearing original music, modern original music as chiptune, what I'm getting at is that I always try to somehow envision it as what would it actually sound like as real instruments, and you know what I mean? Like kind of like reconstruct it in my head. I don't know why I do that. It's just something I do. I guess, like I said, it's because I grew up with it, and hearing it this way it's really cool though. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's like a part of me that always wonders, like, dude, this song would be so like almost too advanced if it was just like straight regular instruments. And I don't know, it's cool. It's like a I don't even know what I'm like trying to say here. It's good. This is all like a complimentary thing, but it almost seems like what if, I guess, like what if it was just, you know, I hope that all made sense. Probably not. There is a little bit of info in the description here. I wanted to save it until after I watched it or heard it. And all it says is Priestess Portal appears, Chapter 2. Blinch themselves hashtagged it with 8-bit. So sorry if I said that wrong, 8-bit. Sometimes I confuse this. So I guess it's supposed to sound 8-bit, not 16. So chapter 2, I would have to assume it's pretty early on. Priestess Portal appears. Okay. I want to listen to the next one and just see if I can get like a collective thing going on. But either way, that was really, really good. I couldn't get the image of like Halloween out of my head the whole time I was hearing that. Let's see how this one pairs up. Universe's Storm. I'm not going to look at the description until a little later. Let's go. Kind of reminds me of Crypt of the Necrodancer as well. Another game that's sort of spooky. Oh, this sounds more like... See what I'm saying? Like, this sounds to me like an 80s song, but like turned into... Well, never mind, not anymore, but... So part of my brain hears it as an 80s song with instruments. But there's a reason I brought all that up. I'll get to that after this. This one's a little like harder hitting. Boston, maybe. A little more oomph. Yeah, that's kind of... It's unique though. Also slightly reminds me of a game called Fury. If it was like 8-bit. Oh, I just thought of something else too. That was cool. This is a good timing for me to hear this because I've been hearing something similar. Yeah, this one has really good energy to it. It kind of fills the room more. A lot of sound in it. Yeah, there's that creepiness again. Like, I hear that and I think of like bats hanging from the ceiling, just like making noises at you. That's why I thought of a cave earlier. Oh, that was nice. Octave jump. That was cool. And a good way to end it. That's how it ends. Oh, that was nice. That was a nice little octave shift at the end. Otherwise known as, those were the same notes as previous, just higher up. So, a couple things went through my mind in this one. At this point, I'm like almost convinced that this has to be like some spooky inspired game. I mean, I'm looking at this wheel constantly and it's just full of, I mean, I see like ghost looking characters, skeletons, a vampire. I see some knights, some ghouls, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm really interested in this character right here. The one looks kind of like Carmen Sandiego. That one looks crazy with the eyes and everything. So, funny timing. The reason I said it was funny timing because lately I've been hearing a song. You know how like sometimes you'll get like a rotation song in your playlist, like a new song you heard and you just can't stop listening to it. I've known this song for years, but it's just like recently like came to be again and I started hearing it again, and that was Small Town Boy by Bronski Beat. kind of a legendary UK like 80s song, and you'll probably, if you hear that song, you'll probably like kind of know where I'm getting at a little bit with the whole synths stuff. So I just thought that was kind of funny timing because it sounds kind of similar. The reason I brought up earlier about the whole music being made this way originally is because it's very impressive to me. You know, I kind of waited till the second one to say that because on a technical level, I feel like not everyone can do this. You know, it's, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know how it came to be. I don't know if Blinch, you know, approached the developers or vice versa, if they sought him out, you know, that kind of thing. Because I think it's one thing to compose your own music, of course, but to write in this kind of style, it tells me a couple things: that they can write multiple styles of music, like no problem, but also that they grew up with this style of music. So we are, you know, we have been for a while now, but I feel like now we're really starting to notice in this era we're in, and then future decades as well, of course, is the inspiration of video games and the, oh, there was a word I was thinking of here, but I lost it. It's like inspiration, but not. Oh man, what am I thinking of? The influence of video games from the 80s, the 90s, you know, people my age and stuff like that, because now they're making music for games now. They are no longer kids. They are the ones doing it. So they grew up with this stuff, which means they have this sort of, you know, internal passion for it, where it's almost effortless. Of course, it takes work, but I feel like this was such a fun soundtrack to make. And the reason I'm bringing this up too is because, like I said, there is a chance that the composer sees this video. I don't seek them out or anything. So it's not every day that I speak to composers or anything. You know, I'm not like in the industry or anything. I'm just some dude. So it'd be cool to kind of get some like insight and make guesses in the meantime, because I might get some right, I might get some wrong. And yeah, it's just really fascinating to me. Or the other way around it is, say they didn't grow up with it, didn't know anything about it, but took the time to study it. You know what I mean? Maybe they took on the challenge, and this is not something they do. This goes for any composer that writes this sort of chiptune style. Nowadays, I should say, is maybe they don't know, you know, that lifestyle and all that, didn't grow up with it, but had to go back in time and recreate it faithfully. That's a challenge within itself. So it's interesting, and it's very impressive to me. And that's kind of why I was just kept like fixating on like, this is just really impressive, you know? And then now with modern technology, chiptunes can sound a lot more, you know, bassier and oomfier. Is that a word? Because there's really no limitations now. If anything, the sky's the limit. So you can make that sound, but do whatever you want with it. You know, look at your Undertales, your Pokemon. I did I think Celeste does it as well. There's just a bunch. Also, the other thing I was going to bring up, and it's just curious if you play this game, is the whole soundtrack like this, or does it feature chiptune stuff? For example, kind of a spoiler for Nier Automata if you haven't played it, so you've been warned. But later on in the game, you know, there's like the regular music of the game, but then there's these certain hacking sections, and then you hear the same song you've been hearing, but now it's all chiptune. So, you know, there's like a time and a place for that kind of music in that game. So I'm just curious if like if there ever like changes at all. So yeah, cool. I also wanted to give it its flowers. You know, it's the last of my requests. It's not every day I do a video on this channel and it's like the last time it appears, because usually there's like a handful of stuff, but this is the last group of Loop Hero requests, so kind of bittersweet. All right, so I said what I had to say. Awesome. I like both of them. Oh, final thing. I can now read what this song was about. Universe's Storm. I don't think I really got a setting from that last one. It was just cool. I was just enjoying it. Omega Boss Fight Theme Chapter 4. Did I say boss theme on this one, or did I say boss theme on the first one? I remember saying boss theme at some point. Either way, yeah, I could see that though. I could feel that. It was a little more intense than the first one. But now, yeah, hearing both of them together, yeah, there's definitely some creepiness to it. I really wish it'd be such a great thing if I can recall what the other ones I heard. But in a way, it's kind of cool because since I'm clueless every time I come back to a game, I could just simply go revisit one of those videos, just like as you, a viewer. I don't watch my own videos, so going back to seeing my reactions to other Loop Hero songs. I wonder if I said the same things back then. I wonder if, you know what I mean? That's why I don't like to go back and like refresh my memory, you know what I mean? I could have just been like, oh, it's the last Loop Hero. Let me go listen to what it sounded like. Or just, you know, do it this way. So if you're wondering why I don't do that, there you go. That's why. Thank you to Morgan, and congrats to Justin and Cabe for getting the random draw for the plats. That's it for Loop Hero. Thanks to Blinch again for supporting and having amazing music. That is Loop Hero, Wheel of Faith, and Universe's Storm. Let me know anything you want about this game. Did you play it? All that good stuff. Thank you to all my patrons you see here. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse. Have a good night.